I have always been fascinated by the process and the machine and how things are made, as I see it as a playground for developing new ideas, new concepts, new materials. And I would say in all of my work, the process is very important. For the Doodle project, I use a CNC that I have at the studio, which is a machine that normally you use to cut wood and create hollow parts. What I've done is simply, instead of the drilling bits that you cut materials with, I put a pencil on it. And somehow I invent or I transform it in a drawing machine. What is especially interesting is that making a drawing machine with the CNC is something that we have seen, but I use the same software and it's the same philosophy than when you create an object or a cutting part. Therefore, the software generates its own language, a language that seems very rational with a lot of lines and very parallel. And that language, I kind of use it only in a visual way, which normally only the engineers are looking at them. And that's what makes the project interesting, because then the hidden software way is coming as a technical, poetic, numerical drawings. Doodle, the name Doodle comes from, we all have been once in a phone, in a pen, and making some doodle drawings, which means you are focused on something else and you have a pencil and you repetitively do some lines and lines, and it's something almost unconscious you're doing. This is a little bit what happens with the machine. It's making like a very repetitive lines, but at the same time the machine interprets some lines which creates mistakes, or which I think it's adding value. A little bit the same when you're on the phone, because sometimes you you don't really, you're not so conscious, so you do some drawings and in the end you discover somehow the results. So there are a little bit of unpredictable aspects when I use that process. I have done a lot of tests on paper as drawings, and I wanted to push a little bit more that technique somehow, that's project. And I kind of challenge to make that process into a materials. So we did a partnership with the Cerdisa, the group of Ricchetti, where we tried to bring that project into materials, into ceramics. Obviously, it's not as quick as a pencil on paper. It needs much more time and some other machine. But somehow we're trying to find new visual and new experimental techniques to have interesting tiles. The project is mixing also, when you have ceramic tiles you always have grouts, you always anyhow have lines. So I just kind of play with these lines, and then you don't notice the difference between the grouts and between the patterns, which makes it also even more interesting and add another layer of reading or understanding of that project. For the moment, it's an experimental project. Only a few samples has been done, and we're still trying to develop that techniques.